Hello, and welcome to Rejai Media. This is History Notes. History Notes celebrate lesser-known figures who have made equally important contributions to society. We are dedicated to bring you engaging and informative content, recognizing people, places, and events that have shaped our world. Without further ado, I present to you History Notes. So, I want to start this presentation a bit different than the others. I'd like to start with a shout out to one of my viewers who left a comment on one of my earlier videos. In the very beginning, I was starting out posting clips. However, viewer left a comment, and according to the comment, I can say that, sir, you are absolutely correct. Thus is ridiculous. So I heard thus. Taking his comment to task, so I want to start my revamp with this presentation. Miss Henrietta Lacks. August 1st of 2024, Henrietta Lacks celebrating 104 years of life. Yes, she continues to live, contributing to the health and well-being for millions of people worldwide. I recently heard that the family of Henrietta Lacks received a financial settlement after years of fighting against the industrial pharmaceutical complex, or the pharmaceutical industrial complex, including a long battle with Johns Hopkins over rights and royalties from medicines and treatments developed from Henrietta's cells that are called the HeLa cells. Her cells were extracted from her during an examination without her permission or knowledge. Now, I had heard of the HeLa cells during my time in college. It was long before the internet. In fact, we have this guy to thank for the internet. And now, I had heard of the HeLa cells from reading certain articles while I was in the waiting room of some dentist or doctor's office, reading some medical magazine where they would have an article or a short story about these cells, never identifying who the individual was or the person that they extracted the cells from. It was only with the development of the internet, incidentally developed by this guy. No, I'm sorry, not him. Improvements made to the internet by this guy. Yeah, that's how that works. So, as the internet made its way into the homes of the everyday people or the average consumer, I would see articles about these cells, the HeLa cells. Then I ran across the name of the individual, Henrietta Lacks. Now, Henrietta Lacks was a young lady born in 1920, and she had several kids. However, Henrietta was experiencing abdominal pain and had gone to Johns Hopkins hospitals to see what was causing the pain and to receive treatment for the condition. The doctors at Johns Hopkins examined Henrietta, and they also had taken samples of her blood and cells. Johns Hopkins did not ask Henrietta for permission to extract these samples, so they did not have her consent, nor did they have the consent of the family. Henrietta actually had cervical cancer in 1951. Henrietta's extracted cells continued to survive and multiply. In the years following her death in 1951, Henrietta's cells were used to create a number of life-saving vaccines and medicines, including the early vaccine for polio and also to treat measles and chickenpox, as well as a number of other diseases. And years later, in 1984, these same cells were used to create the treatment for HIV. These cells, these HeLa cells, continue to thrive and live and be used in medicines and treatments for many different diseases. From 1951 until just recently, in 2021, to the COVID-19 vaccines, the HeLa cells have played an enormous role in the scientific discoveries and advancements. So as you see, more than 70 years later, after her death, these cells are still proliferating and multiplying being used in a number of medicines and vaccines or to save lives worldwide. So from that early Rolling Stones article in 1976, which identified the HeLa cells as well as Henrietta Lacks, it was only then the family became aware of what had happened. So big shout out and congratulations to the descendants and siblings of Henrietta Lacks, who endured a long, hard-fought battle against the powerful pharmaceutical and scientific community. Although the reward paled in comparison to the profits that were made from Henrietta's cells, it has been noted that the billion-dollar industry tied to the Immortal Henrietta cells is yet another example of how the United States has exploited and profited off the bodies of black people.
We got justice. Her legacy is in good hands. Our family is standing together in solidarity to push forward. We're going to keep making sure Henrietta never dies, such as her HeLa cells never died.
Again, congratulations to Henrietta's family. And also, I want to give a special shout out to that viewer who made the comment in one of my early postings. And I would encourage everyone to get more information about Henrietta Lacks and those HeLa cells and how they have contributed to saving the lives of many people worldwide. Also, we must remember Henrietta was taken advantage of because the doctors thought that she didn't matter. Her cells were just a tool for research. Henrietta Lacks is known because of the wrong that was done to her in the name of science. However, her most lasting legacy is to raise awareness of the inequities in health provision and research, which could perhaps lead to a more inclusive healthcare system. Even after all these many years and all these improvements made within the American medical system and system worldwide, black people are still at a disadvantage. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the content. Our hope is History Notes will inspire you to seek additional information about the individuals or events mentioned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you at the next round.